Foldables have a reputation for breaking exactly where you don't want them to. Samsung says this one's different, but there are 5 things you need to check before you trust your money to it. And here's the angle. We're not ranking these by hype or star count. The Fold 8 Ultra launched 3 days ago, which means most of what's on Amazon right now was designed for the Fold 7. So the real question for each pick is whether it was actually built for this phone or just happens to fit. Starting with the one that's honest about what it is, but shouldn't be your only option for long-term protection. SURITCH 3-in-1 wireless charging station, black. If your nightstand looks like a cable graveyard, this is the fix. The SURITCH 3-in-1 station lets you drop your Z Fold 8, Galaxy Watch, and Galaxy Buds onto one compact dock and walk away. No juggling 3 separate bricks and cords. It delivers 15 watts fast wireless charging, so you're not stuck babysitting a slow trickle charge overnight. What makes it worth considering over a basic charging pad is the foldable design. Fold it flat and it slides into a bag or laptop sleeve, which makes it just as useful for travel as it is at home. Whether your Fold 8 is open or closed, the stand holds it at a stable angle, so you're not worried about it slipping off mid-charge. It's not going to win points for flashy features. No app, no RGB lighting, nothing gimmicky. It's a straightforward, no-nonsense charging station built to do one job well. Keep your whole Galaxy setup powered without the mess. For anyone who owns the Phone Watch Buds Trio and wants their desk to look less like a wire factory, this earns its spot on the list. The Ringke front screen protector is a 2-pack, built exclusively for the Z Fold 8 Ultra's cover display. The outer screen you check without unfolding the phone. It's 9H tempered glass, includes Ringke's Easy Slide installation tool for bubble-free application, has an anti-fingerprint oleophobic coating, and is explicitly marketed as case-friendly, meaning Ringke designed the edge profile to sit clear of common case slips rather than fighting them. Visual cue, macro shot of the protector's edge clearance against a case rim. Here's what needs to be said plainly. This protects the cover screen only. It does not include a protector for the large 8-inch inner display, which is the screen most people actually worry about creasing or scratching, and which Samsung typically ships with a factory-applied protective film on foldables that Samsung generally recommends against replacing yourself, since peeling it can affect the display's durability warranty. So if your plan is one purchase covers the whole phone, this isn't that. It's specifically solving for the smaller, flatter, higher risk of scratching cover screen, and leaving the fold-sensitive inner display alone, which honestly is the safer approach anyway. Verdict. Close to a must-buy for the cover screen specifically, just don't mistake it for full phone coverage. That protector only handles scratch resistance. The next pick is still glass on the same cover screen, but it's solving a completely different problem. Who else can see it? The Wiaocit Privacy Screen Protector is a 3-pack of tempered glass size specifically for the Z Fold 8 Ultra's cover display, and it's one of the few products in this list that Amazon actually lists as compatible with both the Fold 8 Ultra and the Fold 7, I must say, meaning the manufacturer built this for the current phone, not just an older one that happens to be similar. It's rated 9H hardness, comes with 3 camera lens protectors in the box, and includes an alignment frame so you're not eyeballing the placement on a screen this expensive. The privacy coating is the real selling point. It narrows your viewing cone so the person next to you on a plane or a train sees a blacked-out screen instead of your open apps. The catch with any privacy protector is the same trade-off every time. Narrowing the viewing angle for privacy also dims and slightly shifts the color when you're looking at the screen off-center yourself, and outdoor visibility in direct sun takes a hit compared to a standard clear protector. There's also the lip conflict question worth flagging for editing. If you eventually pair this with a case that has an aggressive inner lip around the screen edge, that lip can push up against the protector's border and cause peeling at the corners over time. A case with a shallow or absent lip leaves the buffer zone this protector needs. Visual cue, macro shot of protector edge next to a case's inner lip, showing clearance gap or lack of it. Verdict. Solid pick if privacy in public is a real concern for you. Less necessary if you mostly use this phone at a desk or at home. Now we're moving off the glass entirely and into how you actually use this phone away from a desk, starting with a mount that has the same generational question as the charger we opened with. The DICMKY car phone mount is a clamp-style vent mount built specifically around the mechanics of a folding phone. Instead of one fixed pair of jaws, it's designed to grip the phone whether it's folded shut or opened flat, which matters with a device this shape. A mount built for a slab phone will fight you the second you unfold it mid-drive. The clamp opens and closes with a single button press. The contact points are rubberized so they don't scuff the frame, and the arm extends far enough that it won't block your AC vents, which is a real problem with cheaper vent clips. The honest catch here is the same generational gap as the charger. This specific listing is built and marketed for the Z Fold 5, 4, and 3. It doesn't list the Z Fold 7 or the Z Fold 8 Ultra as confirmed compatible devices. The clamp range on these mounts is generally generous. Folding phones haven't changed their folded width dramatically across generations, so it should still physically close around the Fold 8 Ultra. But should is doing some work in that sentence. Nobody's tested this exact mount against this exact phone's folded dimensions, and DICMKY does sell newer versions of this same mount line that explicitly cover the Z Fold 7. So if you want a confirmed fit, that's the version to look for instead. Verdict: reasonable if you're comfortable with a likely but unconfirmed fit. Less ideal if you want a mount that was actually built with this phone's spec sheet in front of the designer. Before the final pick, because everything above it protects the phone from something external, and this one protects it by barely being there at all. The PITAKA Aramid fiber case is built exclusively for the Z Fold 8 Ultra, and it's the only product on this list purpose-designed around this phone's exact new dimensions, rather than adapted from an older model. It's woven from 600D Aramid fiber, the same fiber class used in aerospace and military gear, at just 0.04 inches thick and 0.81 ounces, which is thin enough that most people describe it as barely feeling like a case at all. The cutouts are precision fit for the buttons and ports. The camera area has a raised edge to keep the lens off flat surfaces, and it works with wireless charging through an embedded magnetic film that pairs with PITAKA's own Mag-Ease grip and Madagascar Mount Pro 2 accessories. The catch that matters most: that magnetic compatibility is built for PITAKA's own ecosystem, not for Apple's MagSafe chargers or generic MagSafe branded accessories. If you were hoping to use existing MagSafe gear you already own, check whether it's PITAKA-specific hardware first. The other honest trade-off is thickness itself. At 0.04 inches, this is a minimal case built for scratch resistance and grip, not drop protection. If you've dropped a phone from chest height before, this isn't the case that's going to save it. It's the case for someone who wants the phone to feel like the phone. On grip and pocket feel, insert test. Result: pocket slide versus hand grip after hands-on testing. The woven Aramid texture is generally reported as non-slip without adding bulk, but that's worth confirming with your own hands before you commit. On the plus side, because the case profile is this thin, it leaves virtually no lip around the screen edge. So lip conflict with glass protectors isn't the issue here that it is with bulkier cases, meaning it pairs cleanly with either screen protector already on this list. Verdict: the best built option on this list for this specific phone, and the one accessory here I'd genuinely buy without hesitation, as long as thin and light is actually what you're after, not rugged. So here's how this breaks down by what you actually need. Best for cover screen scratch protection, the Ringke protector. Best for privacy in public and dual Fold 8 Ultra/Fold 7 compatibility, the Wiaocit protector. Best if you're comfortable with an unconfirmed but likely fit and want a folding-specific car mount, the DICMKY. Best if you just need a charging dock and don't mind it being built for the previous generation, the Ampulays. And the one I'd actually put on this phone first, the PITAKA case, because it's the only accessory here PITAKA built with this exact device on the bench. Links to everything are below. Grab whichever matches what you're actually solving for, and let me know in the comments if you've already got the Fold 8 Ultra and found something that fits better.